Hello and welcome to Littlestown, Pennsylvania. The dawn of another South Penn League baseball season is here upon us. It's the 4-0 Littlestown Dodgers taking on the 2-2 Brushtown Bulldogs in a matchup of two of the top four teams in the South Penn League here a week into the 2025 season. George Marinos here with you for Fleaflicker Media, bringing you all the live action. We'll take you around the diamond here to look at Littlestown's lineup here. We've got Wade Lineball starting at third base. Over at shortstop is Trent Copenhaver. At second base is Brandon Nail, and the first baseman, Clint Roach. Out in left field for the Dodgers, that's Jacob Engel. The center fielder is Justin Keith, the player manager. And over in right field is Jacob Cromer. Calvin Benevento is on the mound. He's being caught by Jake Saylor. And Benevento, an innings eater for the Dodgers, their top left-handed option. And he's set to go with pitch number one as it's hit on the ground. Dies in the grass, it's picked up by Nail, throw to first, and safe is Brady Dettenburn, the former DeLone Catholic running back, as he beats that one out for a single on the first pitch of the game. We'll take a look at the starting a lineup here for the Brushtown Bulldogs, as Brady Dettenburn, you've seen him now, the center fielder, he reaches on an infield single. To the plate now is Josh Rickrode, the left fielder, and he takes strike one from Benevento. After him, it's Trent Giraffa, the third baseman. Ethan Slusser, the player manager, at DH. Wes DePorter is catching and batting fifth. Jake Sherdell, the first baseman, bats sixth. Luke Rickrode, the second baseman, bats seventh. Adam Pasco, the shortstop, bats eighth. And Denver Ostrom rounding out the order in right field and batting ninth. No balls and two strikes now to Rickrode as he pops this one foul. And that ball actually will have a chance to come back to the playing surface. As if you've tuned into our Littlestown broadcasts here on the South Penn Baseball League on Fleaflicker Media, you know the story. If not, we'll probably fill you in at some point on this broadcast. Benevento with the kick and the toss. That one dips low and outside and is picked there by Saylor. Rickrode, the left fielder for Brushtown, he's batting at .222 on the season for the Bulldogs. They swept a doubleheader against Shippensburg this past Sunday. That one misses up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Just underway here on a cool, crisp spring day in Littlestown. Check swing, that one clavicle high, and the count runs full. Toss to the mound. Gets past Benevento there for a moment, but backed up by Nail, and no advance from Dettenburn. We'll see if they put the runner in motion here on 3-2. My guess, since the guy on first played a position in high school football that starts with the word running, yes. They don't put him in motion, though, and it's fouled off at the plate into the lap of the on-deck hitter, and the count stays 3 balls and 2 strikes. So glad you tuned in here with us for a little South Penn Baseball League action. We're supposed to have the Thursday night slot here for you this year, but the pitch, this one chopped on the ground. Line ball picks it up, throw across to second. Throw back to first, not in time, but they do get the lead runner. Hustling all the way is Rickrode. It'll go 5-4 on the putout. And the initial out of the game for Benevento is recorded. Taking a look at Benevento's stats for the year. He has appeared in 1 game. It was in relief. 1 inning pitched. Gave up a hit and struck out 1. It was the playoffs last year where he really shined for Littlestown. As this one is wayward, ball 1. Trent Giraffa, the third baseman now, to the plate for Brushtown. Pickoff throw back to first, and Benevento being a lefty, you know he's always got to have that tricky lefty pickoff move. Giraffa, another former DeLone Catholic football player, as he fouls this one back to the screen. Benevento getting ahead here early. For Littlestown, a win today would not equal their longest undefeated start to a season. I believe they were 7-0 back in the 2020 COVID season. As this one driven to right field. That one's going to be snagged out of the air by Cromer. The throw back to first. Not in time, but nice job using the pickle stabber to reach out and grab that one out of the air for Cromer. And 2 down now as that one took off on him there. Cromer was talking about retirement last year from the game of baseball that he loves so much. Told me before the game today he's back in a part-time role here for Littlestown. Be used as needed. Ethan Slusser now, the designated hitter, the manager for Brushtown, pencils himself in at the cleanup spot after that sharp fly out to right field. Here's the kick and the toss from Benevento, and that one misses up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Brushtown looking to get off to a good start. They scored first in the last meeting between these two teams, but then gave up 16 unanswered runs in Game 2 of the first round of the playoffs last season. That was a game where the pitcher on the mound, Benevento, actually got to bat his 5th plate appearance of the season last year. That one catches the knees, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. In the on-deck circle is Wesley DePorter, the catcher. He's got half his catching gear on. There goes the runner. He starts and stops and goes back as Rick Road bluffing. Maybe he didn't like his lead, maybe he didn't like his footing, or maybe it was just a ruse to draw the attention of the battery here for Littlestown. This one is driven to center. Keith is going to play it on a hop. It bounces, but he knocks it down. And Brushtown has a little bit of a 2-out rally here going now as they have runners on first and second as Slusser comes through. That'll raise that batting average that was 118 coming in to the game today. A solid single back up the middle. Wes DePorter now the hitter. DePorter, friend of the program on Fleaflicker Media. We thank you for your viewership over the years. He stands in there with this RBI opportunity and 2 outs. Drives this one to left. Engel is tracing back. That one's going to get down up against the wall. 1 run will score. They'll hold up Slusser at third, but the Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead on the RBI double by Wes DePorter here in the very first inning, and a great start for the Bulldogs. Well, we didn't mention it in our opening, but Brushtown has only won once in the last 19 meetings with Littlestown. Any momentum they can get off the start, like scoring first, is greatly appreciated for the Bulldogs and their supporters. Strike 1 now as Jake Sherdell, the first baseman, stands in there. He's been an ace pitcher for the Bulldogs over the years. As that one misses low, 1 ball and 1 strike from Benevento. Sherdell hitting .254 on the year with a double and 6 runs batted in. Excuse me, that was his stats last season. That ball is out of play, and that one's not coming back. Bon voyage, my friend. You've lived a good life. You were part of a South Penn League game. Here's the kick and the toss from Benevento. This one slashed to short. Picked before it hits the ground by Copenhaver, and that will bring an end to the top of the first. Brushtown scores 1. They lead at 1-0. Littlestown getting ready to come to bat here on the show. We'll have their lineup for you in a moment.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Back to the ballpark here in Littlestown. It's the Brushtown Bulldogs taking the field. We'll take a look at their defensive alignment here as it's Trent Giraffa over at third base. This defensive alignment brought to you by Battlefield Military Museum, by the way. At shortstop for the Bulldogs is Adam Pasco. Second baseman is Luke Rickrode, and over at first, Jake Sherdell. The outfield from left to right, well, it's Josh Rickrode, Brady Dettenburn in center, and in our right field, it's Denver Ostrom. And behind the plate for Brushtown, that's Wes DePorter. He'll be catching the starting pitcher for Brushtown here today. That's Jake Scharrer. And we'll take a quick look at his numbers for the year. Just kidding, he doesn't have any. This is his first outing of the season. So, good luck to him as he toes the slab for the first time here on one of the flattest mounds in the South Penn League. That's according to the players, not according to me. Before I get some nasty comments from Littlestown fans. All the players, that's one of the ongoing running comments in the league is about how it's a flat mound. The Littlestown pitchers sure make it work. I'll tell you what, their run to the South Penn League Championship Series last year, they got some really great pitching. Take a look at that Littlestown batting order. It starts off with Trent Copenhaver, the shortstop. He leads things off. Then Justin Keith, the center fielder. Jake Saylor, the reigning league MVP, and catcher, bats third. Clint Roach, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Brandon Nail moving on up in the order to the fifth spot, which he's occupied all year. He's playing second base. Wade Lineball into the field today, the third baseman. He bats sixth. Jacob Ingle, the left fielder, batting seventh. Brian Katurba, the DH, batting eighth, and Jacob Cromer, the right fielder, batting ninth. As we're underway here in the bottom of the first inning, a check swing from Copenhaver. And the count, no balls and one strike. So glad that you've tuned in here with us for a little South Penn Tuesday night baseball. So that one misses up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. I'd like to give a shout out to Chris Benevento tuning in here and watching. Watching her son Calvin pitch here for the Dodgers. Dodgers at the bat rack now trying to pick up some runs for Calvin. That one misses down and away, 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. For Brushtown, it was 1 run on 3 hits in the first inning. With 2 outs, it was a single by Slusser, followed up by a double by Wesley DePorter to the wall that brought in that run that you see on the scoreboard. Here's the kick and the toss from Scharrer. That one, picture perfect, catches the outside corner, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Copenhaver, he's 4 for 10 on the season, a cool 400 batting average, 3 runs batted in and 5 runs scored. All singles for him so far. Swing! And a miss, and Scharrer sets down the first guy on strikes to begin this ball game, and that's an absolutely fantastic start for him. Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of people expecting Littlestown to roll in this one since they haven't lost to Brushtown since the last game of the 2023 regular season, but everything rolling right here for Brushtown. Everything that's necessary for them to pull an upset here early on. Justin Keith is now the batter, the 2006 DeLone Catholic graduate. He was a freshman in school when Casey Lawrence was a senior at DeLone. Casey Lawrence is pitching for the Seattle Mariners tonight. There's the pitch. Squares and pulls it back. That one's a strike. Almost picked up Lawrence for my fantasy team since he's not actually a true starter tonight. He's going behind an opener, Casey Legomina, for the Mariners. We have a start cap. Went with Chase McDermott of the Orioles instead. And you Oriole fans tuning in are probably going to tell me that was a poor choice. But you only live once. That one misses outside to Keith, as he'll see a 4th pitch here in this at-bat. One of the league leaders in walks last season. He walked 4 times in a playoff game against Cashtown. As a matter of fact, he reached base 11 of his first 12 plate appearances in last year's South Penn League postseason. A good deal of those were walks. That one misses outside. Keith is also 4 for 10 on the season. He has a home run and 4 runs batted in, and a team-high 5 runs scored to start this undefeated stretch for the Dodgers. That one misses inside, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Keith. It was 4 pitches to Copenhaver. It'll be At least 6 to Keith. This will be the 10th pitch of the first inning for Jake Scharr, the Brushtown starter. This one misses down low, and Keith pitches away the bat and runs out of the batter's box as he's accustomed to do. Heads down and he'll meet up with Dodger Dave Klunk over at first base. A legend in Littlestown Dodgers lore, as he's been with the team for over 50 years. In many capacities as a player, manager, coach, and general advocate for the team. Now you want to stop and take note of this at bat as Jake Saylor is at the plate. There's strike number 1 to Saylor. In winning the league MVP last season, he batted a robust .446. 3 home runs, 41 runs batted in, which is amazing. As the pickoff throw back to first, and Keith slides back in. Saylor credits his time at Hood College and getting some extra playing time as a senior last year as really speeding up his development. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Saylor swing and a miss. He pulled the string on that one. Catcher boxed it for a moment, blocks it down, but no advance from Keith over there at first. The count will go to no balls and 2 strikes. For Saylor, he's 4 for 9 on the season. He's been hit by pitches 3 times already in the first 4 games of 2025. Ouch. The 0-2 pitch is Scharr, tries to put him away. Here's the toss. Saylor spoils that one foul. That one hits the net. That's the subject of such controversy with the neighbors here in Littlestown. And it'll come back onto the playing surface. Staying alive is Saylor. Justin Keith, the runner at first for the Dodgers. He was there with a 1-out walk. Saylor trying to move him along. Again, it'll be the 0-2, the high kick and the toss. Saylor spoils this one foul in front of the plate. Oh, he swung and missed, they said. It hit the ground. That was the sound that you heard, and it's strike number 3. Jake Scharr has recorded strikeouts for the first 2 outs of this ball game. As you see him towing at the mound out there and trying to get used to it and get his footing, I'd say he's doing a pretty good job here early on. 3 batters, though. He's 2/3 of the way to the 3 true outcomes cycle. 2 strikeouts and a walk. We won't tell you what the other part of that cycle is that he needs, because I don't want to be a jinx and get yelled at by any of the Brushtown fans tuning in. That one misses high to Clint Roach. First baseman today for Littlestown. He occupied the hot corner and during the Sunday doubleheader against Shippensburg. As Scharr is going to step off. That's not correct. They did not play Shippensburg. Brushtown played Shippensburg this weekend, and isn't that horrible? I can't remember who Littlestown played. Littlestown played North Carroll. That one bends across the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. Justin Keith still at first with 2 down now here for Littlestown. Again, don't get used to us in the Tuesday night time slot for South Penn Game of the Week coverage. Will be on Thursdays most of the regular season. As Roach spoils this one foul, it hit the catcher to Porter right in the head and goes back to the backstop. Pulling ahead in the count now is Scharr against Roach, the pitching coach for York College of Pennsylvania. Clint Roach was the pitching coach for his alma mater, New Oxford High School, in 2018 when they set a school record with a .211 team earned run average. You know, he's very proud of that. Came up in the Scott Anderson system at New Oxford. Keith is going. This one is rolled on the ground. Back to Scharr. Gets past him for a moment. Throws from his knees onto first and retires Roach for the final out. That'll bring an end to the first inning. We'll head for some words from our sponsors. It's Brushtown 1 and Littlestown nothing here on Fleaflicker Media. Don't touch that dial.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Back to the ballpark here for the top of the second inning. Benevento delivering a strike to Luke Rickrode, the second baseman for Brushtown. As we're underway in the second frame of 7. As this one is hit a humpback liner to first, and pulling that one in is Clint Roach. 2 pitches and 1 out here in the second inning for Benevento. So now to the plate is Adam Pasco, the shortstop today for Brushtown. Here's the kick and the toss. This one just low. 1 ball and no strikes. That one a called strike. That evens the count up 1-1. Is Benevento trying to have a quick inning here and get his guys back into the bat rack. That one dips low, 2 balls and 1 strike. I was trying to figure out why my scoreboard app wasn't allowing me to edit it, but it's because it wasn't on the screen at the moment. Kind of counterintuitive to have an editing feature to change the innings when you have to put the old inning up there to do it. But anyhow, that one misses inside, count 3-1. Benevento trying not to lose Pasco, the shortstop here for Brushtown. This one called a strike. Pasco ready to chuck the bat away like a caber toss, but he'll have to hold on to that thing, and the count now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pasco on the season is a 1 for 9. And he'll reach base via the walk here after all. It'll be a 1-out base runner here for the Bulldogs, and he'll sprint down to first base, a la Wellington Dotel of the Hagerstown Boxcars. Saw him in a game at the York Revolution the other night. Former Revs player. He had a home run, and he ran as fast as he could around the bases, even though he didn't need to. Apparently that's his thing that he's doing now. Denver Ostrom, the number 9 batter for Brushtown now. Once the quarterback for DeLone Catholic. He transferred over in the middle of, or at the beginning of his senior season, was ineligible for the playoffs for DeLone. Oh, that one hits him in the face, it looked like. He bunted it right up into his own face. And he's going to need a moment to collect himself as the umpire here motioning for some folks to come out of the Brushtown dugout. Wow, that couldn't have felt good. As the Dodgers and the umpires and Brushtown personnel gathering around Denver Ostrom here on the field. He's upright, so that's a good thing. He's trying to shake off the cobwebs, and there might be a little bit of blood here as well, as that ball looked like it might have hit him right in the mouth or the nose area. Went to a baseball game and a hockey game broke out. We got the old towel out for the face. Yeah, I think that one might have drawn. He's dabbing at his nose there, so. Fortunately, he was right back to his feet. I mean, he never left his feet. He was right back up standing right after it happened, and didn't appear to be suffering from a loss of faculties, but definitely an injury there that he has to tend to. I think to remind you that this injury timeout brought to you by Battlefield Military Museum, as well as our scoreboard here on Fleaflicker Media. So Ostrom's going to head on over to the dugout, and we'll see if they need a pinch hitter for him. He is playing in right field for Brushtown, and it looks like somebody else is coming out with a helmet and a bat here. Could just be the on-deck hitter. Well, they are going to have to take Ostrom out. So someone else coming into the game, it looks like. All right, we're trying to figure out who this pinch hitter is. It's number 10 for Brushtown coming in, and we don't have a number 10 listed on the roster. We have about 5 guys listed without a number here. So he'll inherit the 1 strike count. That one misses. Here's the kick and the toss. That one outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Can't be an easy gig, pinch hitting to begin with. But when you pinch hit in the middle of an at-bat and inherit a strike in the count already, that notches up the difficulty level a lot. He's the pickoff throw back to first base, and in sliding is Pasco. I believe the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to the pinch hitter here for Brushtown. Count now 2-2. So it's Jake Scherer, the pitcher, who has subbed in. So this means the DH is going to be off for Brushtown, and they're going to have to shuffle some people around defensively. This one misses outside. The count runs full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I'm pretty sure if he strikes out, that strikeout might go to Ostrom because he was already behind 0-1 in the count. But if he does anything else, it's his. Because this one fouled off into the screen. It might be if you inherit a 2-strike count, but I think if you inherit an 0-1 count and you strike out, the original batter gets labeled with the strikeout. We'll see if the official South Penn statistics would record it that way after the game or not. That's another story. Popped up. Line ball, getting called off by Keith. Called off by Copenhaver, and he'll put the squeeze on it and catches it for out number 2. And Schar, pinch hitting, is retired. Back to the top of the order here now for Brushtown. As it's Brady Dettenburn. Swinging at the first pitch once again. This one driven to left. Rounding off his route is Jacob Engel. He'll haul that one in shoulder high. And Brushtown strands a 1-out base runner. We saw an injury. We saw no hits, no runs. 1 left on base. At the end of 1.5 innings, it's Brushtown 1 and Littlestown nothing here on Fleaflicker Media. Back in a moment with more live baseball.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, 1 live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Back here in Littlestown for the bottom of the 2nd inning. In my wonderful hindsight, I forgot to write down any of the Littlestown at-bat results for the bottom of the 1st inning, but we'll try to piece that together as we go here. Brandon Nail leads things off here out of the number 5 spot for Littlestown. Foul tip into the mitt, and the count no balls and 1 strike. To Littlestown's second baseman. So Copenhaver struck out to lead the game off. Keith walked, Saylor struck out, and then Clint Roach. Can't remember what he did. This one, a worm burner. It'll stick in the grass, picked up by the second baseman and thrown on to first. A nice play there by Luke Rickroad. 4-3 on the putout. And I must say, here in the late spring, this grass is alive and well here at Littlestown. Very thick, very full grass here in Littlestown, and we're seeing a lot of balls get caught up in it. It's good for pitching, but it's almost worked the other way. It's almost been a little bit too much friction for the ball, as we've seen an infield single as a result of that thick grass, and almost a couple of others. Wade line ball into the box now. That one misses above his head, but above the plate also. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Line ball, the third baseman for the Dodgers. That one a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. For line ball, he's 3 for 12 on the season. That's good for a .250 batting average. That one misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Line ball hit .314 last season for the Dodgers with 5 extra base hits. 19 runs batted, and included in those 5 extra base hits was 1 triple. The kick and the toss. Misses up high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Line ball, who had one of the most famous, most effective batting strikeouts of last season when he struck out to lead off the 7th inning in the decisive game against Cashtown, but the ball got away from the catcher and he reached first on a wild pitch strikeout, starting the Littlestown tying rally. Here's the kick and the toss. Swing and a miss from line ball, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is Riley Warren on the hill, it would appear, for Brushtown. Actually, he was listed as Jake Scharrer, but Jake Scharrer is wearing number 10 and went into the batting order for Denver Ostrom. So this is Riley Warren, actually, the pitcher. Our apologies to that young man and his family. We do have a 48 on the roster here. Check swing by line ball after the foul ball, and it's a 7-pitch walk. Second of the game for Littlestown batters. As Dodger Dave getting a little company over there. Line ball, the former Hanover Raider, renewing pleasantries with the longtime Brushtown Bulldog, Jake Sherdell. Jacob Engel, the left fielder, plants his spikes in the right-handed batter's box now for Littlestown. Oh. Wow, that one looked like it was going to hit him, but then it bent back over the plate. Had the batter fooled, didn't have the umpire or the catcher fooled. And strike 1 earned. A very difficult one there for Engel. Drops the breaking ball on him again, and it's no balls and 2 strikes now. Well, you've heard of left on left being a tough matchup in baseball. Nobody really talks about right on right being tough, but that's exactly what we've got going on here right now. He's having trouble picking him up. Here's the 0-2 toss. That one head high, and the count now 1-2, and a quick glare out to the mound for a moment. I think it was just a reflex. Nothing really meant by it, but always a wake-up call when the tower gets buzzed, especially when you're having a little trouble picking up the release point. Count 1-2 now, and stepping off is Warren. There you see Wade line ball at first base. Is some cloud cover here in Littlestown. Temperatures should get down into the 50s before this one's done. Swing and a miss from Engel. He throws the old number 1 by him after starting off with the soft stuff, and another strikeout for Warren. That is his 3rd of the ball game. He'll give way to Brian Katurba, the first left-hander here for the Dodgers. Katurba is 2 for 10 on the season. Pickoff throw back to first, and sliding in is line ball. He's got those red sleeves and red wrist tape. Wonder if that's left over from his Hanover Raiders days. Also, though, red is a color for the Littlestown Dodgers. It's part of their crest on the jersey. That is a strike to Katurba. No balls and one strike. Katurba DHing today for the Dodgers. And here goes the runner for second. The pitch is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike, and sliding into second is line ball. Seemed like he went on first move there, had a pretty good read. There is no limit to the number of pickoff throws you can make here in the South Penn League per at bat, unlike Major League Baseball. Heading out to the mound is DePorter for a moment. Now that they've had a quick word, DePorter heads back behind the plate and, well, they're out at second base tending to the field here now. I'm not sure exactly what. It looks like Justin Keith is out there with a stick of some sort, digging around the second base bag. I think that's the stake for the bag, possibly. Well, maybe not. Line ball must have uprooted second base a little bit in some fashion when he slid in there on the stolen base. Whatever the issue was, it's taken care of, and second base is now firmly moored in the Dodger dirt here at Memorial Stadium once again. I don't know what that contraption is there that Justin Keith's got. I gotta get me one of those for the backyard, though. 1-1 now to Katurba. Checking the runner is Warren. The kick, the toss. Misses down low. 2 balls and 1 strike now to the designated hitter wearing number 0 for Littlestown. This one chopped on the ground to shortstop. It's fielded awkwardly and thrown on to first. It gets away from Sherdell just a little bit. A tough play out there by the shortstop Pasco, who stumbled fielding that one around the second base bag, and you have to wonder if that little bit of groundwork that was done over there at second base had some influence on that. That ball was slashed back up the middle, and we'll see how they score it on the Game Changer app. My initial guess would be that will be an infield single, but that's just judging by the generous ways that things have been scored in major leagues this year. That ball was hit pretty hard. It was back up the middle, and it wasn't really an error. It was kind of a accident from the shortstop Pasco. So Jacob Cromer the batter, and Warren letting out an audible word of disgust as he let that one loose, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Cromer's first game for the Dodgers this year, enjoying a semi-retirement for Littlestown as he picks up this RBI spot for the Dodgers. 2 balls and no strikes to Littlestown's right fielder. Has already made a sterling play in the field in this one. Runners on the corners, just 2 down. Cromer is going to rip this one to left field. That's going to be right into the glove of Josh Rickroad. So, Littlestown puts 2 on. They're unable to push him across. Warren holds him at bay. It's Brushtown 1, Littlestown nothing at the end of 2 innings here on Fleaflicker Media. We'll be back in a moment with more live baseball.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Back here for the top of the third inning, it's Josh Rickrode who caught the last out of the bottom of the second, leading things off here in the top of the third for Brushtown. Benevento misses with the first pitch. This one fouled off at the dish and to count 1-1 strike to Brushtown's number 2 hitter. Rickrode grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. Third baseman line ball through to second baseman Brandon Nail covering for the force out. This one hit on the ground. Benevento flags it down, throw on to first. Clint Roach completes the catch for out number 1. A little how you doing there from Rickrode, and Benevento able to field that one with ease and throw on to first. Who says pitchers aren't athletes? They certainly are. So now at the dish is Trent Giraffa. This one is lifted to center. Keith is on the case. Camps out underneath it, and another one pitch out for Benevento as 2 are away here quickly in the third. Didn't even get time to tell you what Giraffa did his last time up. He flew out to right. Now he's flown out to center. Player manager Ethan Slusser, the designated hitter, bats now. He's 1 for 1 with a single in this one. That one called a ball on the inside corner.
Error and fly ball.
This one called a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. So that play in the bottom of the second inning by Pasco was ruled an error. So take a hit off the board for Littlestown on our unofficial scoreboard and officially make it an error in the Brushtown column. First error of the ball game. That takes the 3rd hit of the year off the board for Katurba. This one a called strike. Benevento more pitches in this at bat than he had to the first 2 hitters that he put out in this inning. This one is popped up. Calling it is Nail. He's got the 2 hands over the head and hauls it in. And a quick 8-pitch inning for Benevento as he storms off the mound. It's Brushtown holding their 1-0 lead. Littlestown heads for the bat rack for a 3rd time. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back in a moment here on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Top of the order is set to bat here for the Littlestown Dodgers. One time through the order, they've secured 2 walks and had 1 reach on an error against Riley Warren. For Warren on the season, this is his 2nd appearance. He's 0-1. 6 innings pitched, a 1.17 earned run average. Tough luck loser in his start earlier on this year. 2 runs, 1 earned, and Brushtown was unable to bail him out with the offense in that one. 5 strikeouts, did walk 7, but only 4 hits. And really good at the run prevention. It's Trent Copenhaver leading things off for Littlestown. That one up around the chin of Copenhaver, and he backs off from it. 1 ball and no strikes. Copenhaver, the starting shortstop for Littlestown, struck out to begin the ball game for the Dodgers in the 1st inning. That one misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Copenhaver, a graduate of Francis Scott Key High School and Hood College class of 2020. as he takes a strike, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike now to the shortstop for the Dodgers.
FSK all the way.
Copenhaver also shares a birthday with Nelson Mandela, Vin Diesel, and Kristen Bell. That strike will even the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to be a leadoff man here. Out of the number 1 spot for the Dodgers is Copenhaver. Swing and a miss, and he struck out his first 2 plate appearance here. And Warren has 4 punch-outs now for the Brushtown Bulldogs. Justin Keith, who drew a 6-pitch walk his first time up, he'll stand in there, and this guy's a rally starter for the Dodgers. Hit .305 last season. That one called a strike, probably the lowest strike we've seen called in this one here in the early going. Dodger Dave assuring Justin Keith that that one was a little bit low, but here's the kick and the toss from Warren. Jumping back from that one is Keith. He gets the call that time, 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Keith, who played baseball at Gwinnett Mercy, had 4 hits in a game against Marywood on April 28th, 2012. Well, I'll tell you what, anytime a hitter can get 4 hits in a game, that's something you'll always remember. Chops this one halfway out to the mound, picked up, thrown on to first, and the fast-moving Keith is retired for out number 2. As Warren gets him to put it in play there on the 3rd pitch, saving himself some trouble this time. Jake Saylor, who in addition to winning the league MVP last year, won the Outstanding Young Player of the Year award in the South Penn League, and he stands in for his second go. Warren struck him out on 4 pitches last time. That one skips to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Getting a little bit chilly here at the ballpark today, and was warned that this was going to happen. Certainly prefer it to that 110-degree weather that we get sometimes in the summer on the Sunday doubleheaders. Well, he's missed 1 in the dirt to the backstop, and now 1 up over the catcher's head to the backstop, and the count 2-0. And Saylor's just hoping the next one isn't squarely in his ribs, because he's already taken 3 hit-by-pitches this season. And is the catcher for the Dodgers, and that comes with its own share of bumps and bruises. Chopped on the ground. Shortstop in the hole to get it. Throw across to first. It bounces and gets away. That one's going to head out of play, despite the best efforts of Wesley DePorter, who tries to chase that one down. And Pasco's going to get nicked for a second error there. He made a nice play ranging in the hole to get that one. Then he bounced the throw to first, which wasn't a bad choice, but it ended up getting away from the first baseman, and that'll be an error on the throw. That doesn't happen if you don't put the ball in play. So Saylor's going to come out for a courtesy runner. It'll be Justin Keith, it looks like, running at second base right now for the Dodgers. Yes, they'll let just anybody that's in the lineup be the courtesy runner these days. Warren hangs the leg there, looks back at Keith at second, who is a threat to go, but with 2 outs. Not the top of his list of base running priorities here. Clint Roach, the batter, and he takes that one high, 1 ball and no strikes. Roach 0 for 1 on the day for the Dodgers. This one is hit to left. Rick Rhodes staggering underneath it, backing up a few steps. He's got it for out number 3. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 man left. And at the end of 3, it's Brushtown, still leading Littlestown 1-0. Looking for a rare victory over the Dodgers. Back on Fleaflicker Media in a moment with the 4th inning of this ball game.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Calvin Benevento back to the mound for more work here in the 4th inning for Littlestown. Brushtown will greet him with 5, 6, and 7 in the order, starting with Wesley DePorter, the catcher. As that one strays a little bit outside, 1 ball and no strikes. DePorter, deliverer of the only run batted in this game, his 2-out RBI double that bounced off the wall in left field. As this one will be caught by Justin Keith in center. His 2-out RBI double has accounted for the only scoring so far in this one. Hit that one hard too, but right to Justin Keith, the athletic center fielder for the Dodgers. Jake Sherdell now to the dish. That one misses. 1 ball and no strikes. That one ties him up and is a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now from Benevento. Very efficient pitch count for him so far here. No idea what it is, but he's certainly keeping the numbers down. This one checks in the grass and spins to Nail. Throw on to first for the 4-3 putout. As that thick grass once again slowing one down that Nail probably would have made a routine play on anyway. If anything, it made it a little more tricky for him as he had to charge it, come up, and still made that throw pretty comfortably to first base. So 2 away, and Luke Rickroad will try to pick up the pieces. That's a ball to Rickroad. He's 1 for 2 with a double in this ball game. Oh, excuse me, he's 0 for 1. His position is second base. When you can't read your own notes, that's a problem. This one's going to check up on the green and is lined up for a birdie putt that only the neighbor will get to take. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chopper to the left of the mound. Coming into field at his line ball. He has no play. Copenhaver scoops it and throws on the run, but it's late. And again, another tweener. We'll see how that one's scored. But have to think there's a good chance that could be an infield single because there's no guarantee line ball was going to have a play at first if he comes up with it cleanly. Although Copenhaver coming in behind with a strong throw immediately afterward kind of lends credence to the idea that line ball did have time. It was still a difficult play, and Rick rode on with the 4th Brushtown hit of the ball game. This one lined to third. Line ball dives for it. Throw to second, and he's got him. 4 to cover on the play. 5-4 on the putout and the line ball. Hang a star next to that one. We're halfway home on the show. Brushtown still holding their 1-0 lead. Back with the Littlestown Dodgers 4th ups here on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Well, I just had maybe not the panic of a lifetime, but I almost at least, had a little bit of fear in my belly over here as I was looking at the mound, and I thought the first pitch of the inning was coming in, and it was the last warm-up toss, so we cut the commercial and got back here, and you still didn't get to see that warm-up toss, so I apologize for that, not that anyone really cares. George Marinos here bringing you all the live action of South Penn League Baseball. Brushtown 1, Littlestown 0. Here as the Dodgers bat in the bottom of the 4th inning against Riley Warren. Here's the kick and the toss. This one a strike on the upper outside corner to Brandon Nail. That one misses high, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off, and that ball is also gone. Oh, somebody's venturing over there to pick that one up. They're braver than I am, that's for sure. Well, somebody ventured into the yard and lived to tell about it. Looks like we're going to have an interview with a fan on this broadcast before the night is through. That one to the backstop. Brandon Nail was the walk-off hero for Littlestown in Game 5 of the South Penn League semifinal series last year. Delivered a walk-off sac fly to beat Cashtown and send the Dodgers to the South Penn League Championship Series for the first time in 14 years. As Nail lashes this one to second, that one's hauled in there by Luke Rickrode. Rickrode's ground ball in the top of the inning has been officially scored a single, so Brushtown has 4 hits in this ball game. Wade line ball to the box now. Line ball drew a walk his first time up. As an airplane settles in overhead, line ball taking a look at it, and the pitch a called strike, no balls and 1 strike, to Littlestown's third baseman. That one misses high, 1-1. Former Hanover Raider Wade line ball. Also Clint Roach on the Littlestown roster, former Raider. It's a shame what happened with the Raiders. They folded last season after being unable to secure Diller Field as their home field for another season. That one misses inside, 2-1. Hanover's got a new team in the South Penn League this year. The new kids on the block, the Hanover Hurricanes. The Hayfley family at the head of that organization, and we'll try to get on over to Diller and see the Hurricanes before the season's over. Whether or not the schedule will cooperate, we'll let you know. Called strike to line ball. And I think he painted the inside corner and the outside corner, and hitters don't like getting calls on both extremes in the same at bat. 2-2 now from Warren. 1 away here in the Littlestown 4th. That one gets away from the catcher. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the count to number 14 for the Dodgers. The payoff pitch coming from Warren. Into the motion, the kick, the throw. Fouls this one off into the screen. And we'll do it again. Not sure where we'll be next week on the South Penn League Game of the Week, but we're pretty sure it's going to be a Thursday game, weather permitting. We moved up to the Tuesday game this week just because of impending rain concerns for Thursday. Payoff pitch again, and line ball scrapes that one foul. Caught a piece of somebody behind the plate there, and we'll have another one. Got some scores from around the South Penn League, the Battlefield Military Museum out-of-town scoreboard. In the top of the 3rd from North Carroll, Cashtown 7, North Carroll nothing. And here's the pitch to line ball. That one misses head high, and he'll discard what he doesn't need and head down to first base with the 3rd Littlestown walk of this ball game. New Oxford has a 3-0 lead over Frederick, with the Frederick Flying Dogs batting in the bottom of the 4th at Knott Field. I was thinking about the basketball field. It's E.T. Straw Field at the campus of Mount St. Mary's. That one misses. Up high, 1 ball and no strikes. This is our fans' choice game, too. We have at least one of these every year where the fans get to vote on which game we'll go to. The choices were this one or that one, New Oxford and Frederick. That one misses down low, 2 balls and no strikes to Jacob Engel. Engel is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this ball game. He's 3 for 10 on the season, a .300 batting average, including that at bat. The kick and the throw. Picture perfect strike, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike now to Engel. Engel put up a .236 batting average last season, 3 doubles and 10 runs batted in, batting in the lower parts of the order for the Littlestown Dodgers as they made their winding way to the championship series. This one rolled on the ground to third, picking it up barehand and throwing and getting him for the out is Trent Giraffa. Nice pick by Sherdell, going to his right to scoop that one up and keep the foot on the bag. And 2 away here now. Line ball up to second on the play for Littlestown. That'll bring Brian Katurba to the plate. Katurba reached on an error his last time up, a ground ball back up the middle. That one misses down low, 1 ball and no strikes. It was fielded around the second base bag by shortstop Adam Pasco, who slipped and fell to the seat of his pants, picked it up and threw to first base, and it skipped away from the first baseman Sherdell. This one a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Seems like we've had a pretty consistent zone here today. Anything above the knees and below the letters has pretty much been a strike today, and anything below that, except for 1 call that I can think of, has been called a ball. Hit in the air, a blooper. That's going to get down in center field. That's the first Littlestown hit of the game. Line ball racing home. He'll dive headfirst in ahead of the throw. Going to second base on the play is Katurba, and he ties the game 1-1 here for the Dodgers. As Warren went 3 2/3 no-hit baseball, and finally Littlestown comes through. We're all square 1-1. A little bleeder that got over the head of the shortstop and line ball in to score in a cloud of dust. And the Dodgers draw even. Jacob Cromer now, trying to keep things going with 2 outs here. He hits this one on the ground to first. It's picked up by Sherdell. Wasn't sure he had it, but he does. He'll take it to the bag for the out. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left, and a tying run scored. The Littlestown Dodgers have evened things up for the first time today. We'll catch a few words from our sponsors here and then be back with the 5th inning on Fleaflicker Media. Don't touch that dial.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
So we're back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Excuse me, the top of the 5th inning. Don't listen to me half the time. Just kidding. Benevento delivers a clavicle high pitch for ball number 1. It's the number 9 spot in the order, Denver Ostrom, who pinch hit Jake Scherer, who pinch hit mid at bat for Denver Ostrom. This one rifled to center, a clean ringing single. Keith came up like he was going to throw to first, but I think he was just joshing. He's got a big smile on his face out there in center field. Hey, DeLone guy playing for the Dodgers. You got to have fun with some of the DeLone guys for Brushtown. Back to the top now, it's Brady Dettenburn, another one of those DeLone guys. Pickoff throw back to first, and Scherer is in safely. So 5 hits now for Brushtown off of Benevento. Benevento comes set. Dettenburn standing and waiting. Here's the pitch, misses high and outside. Dettenburn's wanted to swing early in the count as he swung at the first pitch each of the first 2 times up, put it in play both times. A single and a fly out to left field. This one to short. Copenhaver will underhand toss it to Nail. Throw on to first. Safe. And a bang play on the back end of it. And Littlestown trying with all their might to turn a double play here today. Good play all the way around, but just too fast. Out of the batter's box was Dettenburn. Copenhaver and Nail. Well, it's like magic, them around that second base bag. Certainly gained some chemistry playing together there over the years for the Dodgers. This one hit on the ground. Copenhaver, they'll get another chance. Pitch to Nail. Throw is high to first. Roach saves an error. And beating that one out is Rick Road. As for the second time today, he grounds into a fielder's choice. And the third ground out overall for him. It was like Nail had it in his head, man. We missed the last one by a step, so he felt like he had to hurry that one over there. And Clint Roach jumping out of his shoes to keep that ball in the field of play. Ethan Slusser, the designated hitter, to the plate now, and he fouls this one off. This is shaping up like the last regular season meeting between these two teams last year. Littlestown ended up winning it 4-3 on a walk-off home run by Jake Saylor on this very field. This one popped up. Roach is chasing it, but that one's going to land foul in amongst those little white flowers in foul territory. I'm sure somebody knows what those are called. I don't. My floral knowledge lacking as it may be, still doesn't change the fact that it's 1-1 here in the 5th inning. 2 outs for Brushtown, and it's Trent Giraffa at the plate, not Ethan Slusser, excuse me. Slusser is next. That one misses up high. Figure Benevento is good to throw until the cows come home here tonight, especially with his pitch count in good shape as it is. That one misses down low. We'll see if Rick Road gets a head start from first base here. There he goes. This one fouled off. Fans watching that one go across the street. Count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes here, and Rick Road will certainly be off on this pitch here now. You know, with 2 outs and a full count, a batter cannot steal a base. A batter cannot steal a base that he's forced to. A batter can't steal, a runner can't steal second base, excuse me. This one hit on the ground. 2 hopper to line ball. Throw across to first. Roach stretches and has it. Catching the slow-moving target, Giraffa, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. Littlestown and Brushtown tied 1-1. We'll be back in a moment with more South Penn Baseball here on Fleaflicker Media. Alright, so our commercial machine has broken in between innings, to take a line from York Revolution broadcaster Daryl Henry. I don't know what's wrong with the thing right now, but here we are back in the bottom of the fifth. It's Littlestown 1 and Brushtown 1. Here at Littlestown's Memorial Field, we've got a top of the order here for Littlestown, starting with Trent Copenhaver. Copenhaver looking to put a ball in play here, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Littlestown with a one hit in this ball game. It came in the last inning. An RBI single up the middle by Katurba. Copenhaver squaring to bunt, takes this one down the third base line, sliding, no play from the pitcher. The throw goes into right field. The grass stops it for a little bit, so Copenhaver won't be able to get to third, but he will be able to get to second on that one. That'll have to be scored an infield single and an error all the way as Copenhaver puts the leadoff guy on here for the Dodgers, and things in motion for Littlestown like they usually are against Brushtown. Justin Keith to the plate now. He's 0 for 1, a walk, and a ground out back to the mound for the Dodgers player manager. Copenhaver at second. No square from Keith here as this one misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. We got some activity over here behind the Littlestown dugout. Perhaps Brian Katurba is warming up maybe for an appearance at some point here. Did hear him say that he was available in relief before the game today. A slow ball across the plate. Kind of surprised the Dodgers didn't have the bunt on here, but Keith can certainly handle the bat. So he knows how to pull the ball and get that runner over. This one inside around the belt buckle, and the count now evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dodger lineup missing Sam Wirtz in that number 3 spot, or the number 4 spot, but they still have Jake Saylor and Clint Roach to follow here. That one a ball, looks that one over with the eagle eye, and the count runs full 3-2. Copenhaver biding his time over there. I doubt he'll be in motion with nobody out on the 3-2 pitch here. Marking off a good secondary lead, the pitch to Keith. That was ball 3. It's now a full count. Something lost somewhere there in translation. He walked his first time up, hit a nubber back to the mound to the right, or to the left of Warren, excuse me, last time up. The pitch misses up and in, and the count at 3-2 now goes to a walk, and Keith slapping his leg as he heads down to first base there, and the first 2 on for the Dodgers here in the 5th inning. They certainly hope this is a go-ahead rally. Jake Saylor to the plate now. Right guy in the right spot for the Dodgers. 41 batted in for him last year. He's squaring to bunt. Puts it down the third base line. That one's going to end up in the dirt, foul. Well, all I saw out of the corner of my eye was the first baseman Jake Shurdell charging in, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then saw Saylor scoring to bunt. He took it down the third base line, but didn't stay in the grass. Anything that ends up in the grass here in the infield is going to stay fair today. That's a pretty good catch-all statement there. We'll see if the bunt's on here again. It is. Kind of jabbed at it, then pulled it back. He's wondering why that was called a strike, but nonetheless, the count no balls and 2 strikes now. You understand it's the South Penn League. Anybody can be asked to bunt at any time, and you wonder if that's the best usage of Saylor's skill set to ask him to put one down here. He's the RBI guy. Misses up high. Oh my goodness, Keith is hung out between first and second, but DePorter didn't see it, and there's no throw down. Shurdell was calling for the ball. And Keith halfway to second base in no man's land, and he's able to get back. All right, that's a harrowing feeling as a base runner. When you're halfway between the bases, you're stopped, and somebody's in a position to throw to one of those bases. Breaking ball comes back, front door, catches the inside corner, and Saylor struck out looking. Second strikeout for him today, as Warren coming up with the big punch out when he needed it. DePorter will head out to the mound now for a word. So that'll be the 5th strikeout for Warren here today. And Clint Roach, now the batter, hits this a chopper to third, taking it to the bag and throwing on to first is Trent Giraffa, dug out by Sherdell at first, and it's a 5-3 double play. You don't see that every day. That'll wrap up the 5th inning. No runs. 1 hit, 2 men left. And the Littlestown Dodgers will head to the field now. We'll be back with the 6th inning in a few moments. Don't touch that dial.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Hey, get back in here, Cal.
Top of the 6th inning, it's Calvin Benevento with the pitch. This one spun down the first baseline. Picked up there by the base coach. It's Denver Ostrom. He appears to be in much better shape after bunting a ball off his face earlier on in this one. Ignore the scoreboard that says the 5th inning. It's actually the 6th inning right now, as that one misses and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Play 7 in the South Penn League, so that one fouled off.
It's in the grass.
Touchdown.
Well, Jared's over there. Is that too far to walk?
Breaking ball, rolled back to the mound, it gets through. Benevento, Nail picking it up, throw on to first. Oh, they called him out. I think he was out. The Brushtown third base coach is really upset over that call. That's Rick Road over there, but we'll take a look at the replay here on Fleaflicker Media. We'll take a look at this one here. Well, you can barely see it. We'll look at it once again here. It looked like he was out. It looked like he got him by a half step. As missing outside is Benevento on the first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes to the number 5 hitter for Brushtown, Wesley DePorter. Fouls that one off 1-1. Boy, I don't know how that ball... I know how it got through Benevento. I don't know how it rolled that far in the infield to allow Nail to pick it up. As here's a swing and a miss from DePorter in the count 1-2 strikes. We have a replay feature on Fleaflicker Media this year, and that was our first chance to use it for baseball. I'll have to cut that at more than 15 seconds for the next time. Swing and a miss in the dirt. DePorter running to first with Saylor following up the line and firing a strike to Clint Roach for out number 2. I do believe they got that call right at first base, so... 2 down here now for Benevento, and he'll go after Jake Sherdell. This one hit in the air to center field. Keith camps out underneath it. He's got it. And Benevento makes quick work of the Bulldogs. Dodgers to the bat rack. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. Brushtown 1, Littlestown 1. Here on the South Penn Game of the Week on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Our Zoom feature finally starting to work a little bit better as we come back for Fleaflicker Media's broadcast of the South Penn Game of the Week. We're here in beautiful Littlestown, although it's a little bit chilly here today. I'm not complaining. I prefer this to a Sunday afternoon doubleheader when the blacktop is sizzling. I know I'm in the very, very small minority in that regard, but I don't understand how 100-degree day is comfortable for people. Give me this every day of the week and twice on Sunday. There's the pitch. That one misses down low to Brandon Nail, leading things off for the Littlestown Dodgers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nail delivered a game-winning hit in the 6th inning earlier on this year for Littlestown. That was in their doubleheader over the weekend. That one misses up high. That was in the first game against North Carroll. Excuse me. That was in... Let's see. I don't have the note written down for that one. I believe that was in the first game against North Carroll because that was a 1-0 ball game. Nail is 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to second. Line out also to second base. So he's looking to open the account here against Warren. That one a called strike. George Marinos bringing you all the live action. We're so glad you've tuned in here on Fleaflicker Media to watch Brandon Nail, as that's strike 2, the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nail came into this game hitting over 500, 7 for 13 on the season. That was good for a .538 batting average. Swing and a miss, and that breaking ball that he's had has been absolutely disgusting today, and had Nail out on 1 foot and 1 arm swinging at that one, and that is the 6th strikeout of the ball game for Riley Warren. Well, pitching is the great equalizer in baseball, and you ask anybody in the South Penn League, when these two teams line up, which team's going to be favored. Every time, most people are going to pick Littlestown, but Warren has done a job for the Brushtown Bulldogs today. Line ball takes that one high, 1 ball and no strikes. Line ball, no official at-bats yet today. 2 walks and a run scored as that one misses down low. 2 balls and no strikes as Warren may be reaching the end of his gas tank here a little bit, as we're seeing some non-competitive misses and a lot of 2-ball, no-strike counts here as we get the 3rd time through the Littlestown batting order. Warren with the kick, the pitch. That one catches at the letters. Looked like the slow ball. Count now 2-1. For Brushtown in the top of the 7th, they'll have the bottom 3rd of the order. Littlestown's hoping that they'll be able to get the final 3 outs with those guys after scoring a decisive run here in the bottom of the 6th. Warren trying to keep that from happening as he fights back. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. That one misses down low. Count runs full once again, and line ball doing what he does. Full count to him last time up. Fouled a couple pitches off, and then he walked. Don't have down his walk totals from this year or last year, but I assume they're pretty high. Swing and a miss, and he gassed him on that one. 2 outs via the strikeout here from Warren, and he says, "Take that, George. I'm not tired at all. I'm going to keep striking these guys out." Jacob Ingold to the plate now. He was a strikeout victim all the way back in the 2nd inning. And then he grounded out to 3rd base in the 4th inning for the Dodgers. That one catches the zone. Strike 1, 1 ball, or no balls and 1 strike. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for Brushtown. 1 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Littlestown. As Ingle fouls that one back to the screen. It's 7 strikeouts for Warren now. The twist and the delivery. Hits this one hard on the ground. Picked up by the 2nd baseman and thrown on to 1st for the out. That retires the side in order, and we'll head on to the 7th as the Bulldogs race off the field and head for the bat rack. Somebody's going to score eventually. Come back here on Fleaflicker Media and we'll show you who it's going to be.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Back just in time for the first pitch here in the top of the 7th inning as Benevento delivers a swinging strike to Luke Rickroad. Again, as we said, it's 7, 8, 9 in the order for Brushtown here. That one misses above the head. 1 ball and 1 strike from Benevento. Got his first strike out of the ball game, did Benevento in the last inning. He's been pitching to contact and doing it effectively here. Benevento, the twist, the delivery. That one a called strike. That's strike number 2. Rick Road, the second baseman, is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. The only Brushtown hit that wasn't in the first inning of this ball game. Sailor giving chase as this one has popped up near the on-deck circle for Littlestown, and it comes down out of play. Look over into the Dodgers bullpen, and you'll see Justin Gladhill warming up here. As he's getting loose, he just threw, I believe it was 98 pitches on Sunday in a 7-inning complete game. I think that was a one-hitter. I have the notes on it here. I got to take a look. This one popped up towards the bullpen. Right there is Gladhill. Looking for it. Could have caught a fair catch on that one. Plops down in the grass over there, and still 2 strikes to Rick Road. There's strike number 3, and Benevento earns his second strikeout of the game, as he'll stalk around the mound here as they throw it around the horn in the Littlestown infield. For Gladhill, it was indeed this Sunday. It was a 2-hitter, also 2 walks, 7 strikeouts in a shutout effort against North Carroll. That was the 1-0 game that Brandon Nail won with his RBI single in the 6th. Adam Pasco, the batter now, and he takes ball 1. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. Hits this one in the air to center. Keith retreating. Puts up the glove and he's got it. 2 away. Well, we play 7 here in the South Penn League, so getting awfully close to extra innings here as the lights kick on for the first time at Dodgers Stadium, or Memorial Stadium here, home of the Littlestown Dodgers. South Penn League All-Star Game is going to be here on July the 3rd. As Jake Scharrer bats. 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. That one dips below the front knee, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. I said that Rick Road had the only Brushtown hit since the first inning. It's actually him and Scharrer. The only 2 Brushtown hits since the first inning. This one hit on the ground to short. Copenhaver up with it. Throw across. Clint Roche has it. Side retired, and the Dodgers will head to the bat rack looking for a walk-off victory for a second consecutive regular season game here at Memorial Stadium against Brushtown. They did it in the regular season finale last year. Let's see if they can do it again. Back here in a moment. Don't touch that dial. The exciting conclusion of this game to follow.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Bottom of the 7th, set to commence. It's Riley Warren, giving up just 2 hits and 3 walks through 6 scoreless innings for Brushtown. Brian Katurba, the leadoff batter, and he bounces this one to third. Giraffa, the throw across to first. It's wild. That one's going to go. It's not out of play. It's buried in the grass in right field foul territory, and it is picked up over there by Scharrer, and he'll run it back in. So there you go. There's the winning run for Littlestown in scoring position to start things off. Giraffe charged in to make that play and had everything in front of him. Had time to set and make the throw, and threw a sinker to the right of the first base bag, and Sherdell unable to save him on that one. So now Jacob Cromer will come to the plate, and the Dodgers trying to figure out what they're going to do as far as a runner here. They're going to let Katurba run. I think Justin Keith had a helmet on down here. I think he was trying to go in as a courtesy runner, but I think you can only do that for the catcher or the pitcher. Cromer squares the bunt, pops this one foul off the screen behind home plate. Well, like we said, it's the South Penn League. Everybody and anybody can be asked to sacrifice, but Cromer, more of a slugger and a run producer. Not sure he's been... I haven't seen him bunt all that much. So, 0 for 2 for him. A fly out, his first time up to left field. It's Katurba, the lead from second. He holds the key to the winning run here for Littlestown. Riley Warren trying to stem the tide. The pitch. Cromer bunts this one hard. Back to the mound. Falling is Warren, and getting over to third is Katurba. Warren able to stop the bleeding there and complete the throw to first base from his knees. A strong throw. Cromer is out number one, but he gets high fives from his dugout as that moves the winning run 90 feet away. And the right part of the order coming up for Littlestown as it's the top with Trent Copenhaver. And they've got to be watching the bunt here. The infield is in all the way around. Naturally, organically, because you're trying to cut off the run at the plate here. Copenhaver 1 for 3. Bunt single his last time up. Struck out twice before that. This one is fouled, and the count no balls and 1 strike. Copenhaver, who delivered the winning hit in Game 1 of the 2024 South Penn League Championship Series. That was on the road at Hagerstown, so it wasn't a walk-off, but his 2 RBI single broke open a scoreless game, or at least lifted the seal on a scoreless game in the 7th inning down at Hagerstown. Justin Keith followed that with a 2-run single of his own, and the Dodgers won Game 1 4-0 against Hagerstown before dropping the next 3 and losing the championship to the Braves. This one misses up high. A grunt from Warren as he lets that one loose, and the count even 1 ball and 1 strike. Do have 2 bases open here, but the way he's handled Copenhaver today, you figure he's going to continue to go after him. And they really don't want to get down to Saylor and need to get him out. There's a bunt down the first base line, and foul. Had to figure that was in the thought process for Copenhaver here at some point. He's always a threat to drop down a bunt. And he did it the last time. Runner at third is Katurba. He takes his lead. The infield in all the way around for Brushtown. They want to cut off the run at the plate. The outfield playing shallow as well. Copenhaver standing in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one head high. He has to duck the head out of the way, and surprised it didn't bop him in the helmet. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Littlestown looking for 5-0. Brushtown looking to push this one to extra innings and have a chance to move over 500 for the first time this year. Here's the kick and the toss from Warren. Swing and a miss, and he blew him away. A big time for a strikeout. Just what the doctor ordered for Riley Warren, and that's his 8th punch out of the game. Well, second consecutive quality start for him as he went 6 innings his last time out. 6 2/3 so far here today. Justin Keith trying to make sure it ends at 6 2/3. Here's the kick, the toss. That one letter high, but missed apparently in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, it's pick your poison. It's either the left on right matchup with the judiciously swinging Justin Keith or the slugging Jake Saylor. As this one is driven to right field, that's down for a base hit, and the Dodgers are going to win the ball game. Justin Keith drops one into right field, and Littlestown is victorious. The Dodgers move to 5-0 when they come through with a winning rally in the bottom of the 7th to take this one 2-1. And a heartbreaking hard luck loss for Riley Warren, but for the Dodgers, that's got to feel good. As Keith comes through with the hit. And once again, Brushtown foiled by the Dodgers, as it's now 19 times out of the last 20 that Littlestown has beaten Brushtown. But I'll tell you what, with what we saw from this Brushtown Bulldogs team here today, this is definitely a South Penn team on the rise as they took the defending finalists all the way to the wire. Well, Justin Keith's not the kind of guy you want to see up if you're pitching or on defense in a game-winning RBI situation like that, because he has a very good knowledge of the strike zone. He's not going to swing at bad pitches, and if you're going to go after him to avoid, Jake Saylor and Clint Roach coming up next, he's going to be able to put a good swing on a ball because he's going to pick something good to swing at. So we'll head to commercial break. Brushtown and Littlestown battling all the way, and the Dodgers walking it off here in the last of the 7th. We'll head for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with post-game interviews. Don't touch that dial.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
We're here alongside the field, alongside the Littlestown Dodgers dugout with our co-players of the game here. We've got Brian Katurba and Justin Keith. Katurba scored the winning run after getting on in the 7th inning, and Keith drove him home. I'll start with you, Brian. What's your thought leading things off there in the 7th inning, knowing that it's a tie ball game and you're the table setter?
Knowing how to get on base, I saw the third baseman playing up, so I was just trying to slap a ball to that left side, trying to get it through the hole. Not the ideal swing there, but it still worked out. Take freebies all day.
Describe the thought process. What's going through your head as you're busting it up the line there?
Got to be safe.
And did you see the ball? Did you see the ball kind of whiz by you then and go into foul territory?
Very, very last second, I noticed it was a bad throw on that side, so I knew I had to take another base there.
Justin, you were able to come up with the winning hit there. What's your thought process when you're going to the plate there, knowing they don't necessarily have to pitch to you, but you got the big thunder behind you waiting?
Their pitcher threw a hell of a game. I was trying to get the pitch I was looking for all game, and he kept mixing up great. I just happened that pitch I was looking for, and I was on time, so it worked out.
What's as soon as you hit that, you knew that was going to land in there, right?
Yeah.
What's the how do you describe that feeling when you're in the midst of a walk-off hit like that?
It's what you always strive for. I wouldn't be there, though, without the rest of the guys here. Keeping us in that game, a great defensive game. Calvin figuring it out on the mound, keeping them down. It was a team effort today.
Yeah. What do you, Calvin on the mound, what are your thoughts on his performance today?
Yeah, he was, we were talking in the dugout. He was having a little trouble finding some of his pitches early, and then he figured it out, and it showed. He was having them pop up, roll over the rest of the game. So I think the second half of his game was even better than the first.
Not to be a jinx or anything, but this is 19 times out of 20 now that you guys have been victorious against Brushtown. So what has it been about this matchup that's allowed you guys to be successful?
I think we've just kind of shown up. I was here the years where they destroyed us. We had plenty of years here where we had 5 wins or less a season. So it's just, and they're building team and they're getting better and better. I mean, I think they're going to be making some noise in the years to come.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly today looked like an up-and-coming team. We've seen, flashes of this from them before, but you certainly think this is going to be a team to be reckoned with, and if not this year, and certainly in the near future.
Oh yeah, they definitely have some arms, and they're piecing together the bats more and more. I mean, that first inning, they hit 3 balls really well. So,
Brian, saw you warming up there a little bit at the end. Was that possible that you were going to end up coming in relief at some point in this game? Yeah. Yeah. What's that like coming in? When you're warming up, and after the performance that Calvin had, and you're thinking about coming in for relief. What's the thought process there?
Well, coming from my freshman year of college, being a pitcher from the bullpen, you just got to always be ready to be in at any moment. And I think that's something that I learned as I played throughout my freshman year. So I think the mindset coming into a game, you just got to clear your mind, not really think about the moment and just try and get it done for your team.
You hanging out or you leaving? You hanging out or you leaving?
Littlestown Dodgers are 5-0. I know 2020, I think you guys were like 7-0, something like that. 5-0. You guys have the game coming up against Cashtown, although it doesn't, as you said, doesn't look good for weather. Congratulations on a great start to the season, guys.
Thanks.
So,
Keep it
yep,
going.
yep.
Thanks, George.
All right, that's Justin Keith and Brian Katurba, the players of the game here for Littlestown. And we'll head to commercial break here for a moment, and then we'll be back with our wrap-up and the stats from this game here on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Back here in Littlestown, George Marinos to wrap this one up. Here on Fleaflicker Media, the final score, the Littlestown Dodgers 2, the Brushtown Bulldogs 1. We're so glad that you tuned in here with us for our initial South Penn League broadcast of the year. For Brushtown, they did it. They had 1 run on 5 hits and 3 errors. For Littlestown, they had 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors in the field for them. And that was the big difference here today, as the error started the winning rally. We'll take you through the scoring summary for this one. We won't be here for very long because there were only 3 runs scored today. Back in the very first inning, Brushtown got things started off in the top half against Littlestown starter Calvin Benevento. Brady Dettenburn led off with an infield single. Josh Rickrode hit into a force out at second. Trencher Alpha flew out to right field, and then Ethan Slusser singled, moving Rickrode over to second. Wesley DePorter, the catcher, then followed by ripping a double that bounced off the left field wall. That scored Rickrode with Brushtown's first, and it turns out only run of the ball game. Took Littlestown until the 4th inning. They were being no-hit by Riley Warren. 3 2/3 innings of no-hit ball for him. That was broken up by Katurba with the 2-out single that brought home Wade Linebaugh, who had walked earlier on in the inning. Katurba blooping one over the second base bag, just out of the reach of the Brushtown shortstop, Pasco. And that tied the game, much to the delight of the Littlestown crowd here today. Then we go to the bottom of the 7th, and the walk-off rally started like this. Katurba led things off with a number to the third baseman. Giraffa threw wildly to first, and Katurba reached on the error and moved up to second as the ball kicked into foul territory. Following him at Jacob Cromer, well, he got a bunt down, and that moved Katurba over to third. And then Trent Copenhaver struck out, but Justin Keith followed with 2 outs and rung a single, a line drive to right field that scored Katurba with the winning run. For Littlestown, they're used to this by now, 5-0 to start the season, defending finalist for the South Penn League, and they've been in the top 3 or 4 in the rankings for at least the last 5 or 6 years, so a muted celebration for them as they won this one, but you know they were pretty excited to get this one done, and to get it done in front of all the fans nationwide here tuning in to Fleaflicker Media to watch the South Penn League here today. So, we'll be back with you, plan on next Thursday night, as we're planning to fill the Thursday night slots for South Penn here this year. Not sure what game we'll be at yet. Not sure if the weather will cooperate. If we have another week like this week, we may move up and take a Tuesday game. But Littlestown wins this game 2-1. The winning pitcher is Calvin Benevento. He's 1-0 on the year. Riley Warren, the tough luck loser, he's now 0-2 after a pair of tough luck losses to start the season. Time of game was 1 hour and 43 minutes. Again, our scoreboard brought to you by Battlefield Military Museum and Marinos Easter Candy. So, for George Marinos, for the South Penn Game of the Week, signing off. Have a good evening, everybody. Don't forget to tune in next Thursday as we bring you more live South Penn action on Fleaflicker Media. resumption of the game at another time. Boy, that would be pure chaos. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Cashtown Pirates win it. The Cashtown Pirates win it. They're back on top of the hill. 1 year away from the championship, and it's Anthony Lippy pitching them back to the reign of champions, and that one has to feel the sweetest of the 6 they've won. As Lippy heaved his glove sky high. The Pirates with a celebration unlike any I've seen from them for any of their championships. Akin to what Hagerstown did when they finally beat Cashtown last year. No balls and 2 strikes. The count holds steady. We're just getting ready for some preparations here to take a look at the on-field celebration. Here's the kick, the pitch, strike 3, and the Hagerstown Braves have done it. The Hagerstown Braves are your 2021 South Penn League champions.
They are South Penn League 2021 champions.
There you see it, the final score from tonight's South Penn League Championship Series, game number 4. The Hagerstown Braves putting up runs in each of the first 3 innings as they run away to victory in this one. And the Braves get to celebrate with the championship trophy here in 2021. We'll have post-game coverage here for you on the show as we continue into the night here. We'll have a word with the MVP of the series, the victorious manager for Hagerstown. We'll also try to get a word with Shippensburg manager Josh Petty before the evening is through. Hagerstown Braves, your 2021 South Penn League champions. For the first time ever, and the first time in 19 years, they're league champs. For the record-keeping part of tonight, the winning pitcher is John Carter. His first decision of the postseason, 1-0. The loss goes to Weldon. No save necessary as Grove came on in a 7-run game. Player of tonight's game was Nick Jacoby with his 2 RBI hits and work behind the plate. And we'll name the series MVP here in a few moments. The 1-2. Ground ball. Going to the first base bag, and that's it. The Cashtown Pirates win the championship. They've done it. The Cashtown Pirates are champions here in 2020 in the South Penn League. So here with Josh Topper, who pitched a 7-inning shutout here today. When did you know you were throwing a no-hitter? How soon did you realize that?
It was probably like the 5th inning, I think. I think when that error at first happened is probably when. But honestly, I wasn't really thinking about it. I just wanted to shut him out and win the game.
So what is it about pitching against Hagerstown here that has been successful for you? Because this is a really good team, and you've shut them down twice this season now.
I mean, honestly, a lot of them are college hitters, and they're just different hitters in South Penn, and I just really know how to approach them. They love hanging breaking balls, and with my arm the last few weeks I haven't been able to even throw breaking balls, but fastball changeup, you throw it up in the zone, they can't get their hands to it.
So tell me about this 5-hour drive you made up from North Carolina just to be here today. Did you make it last night? Did you make it this morning?
So last night was 7:30, 8 o'clock, whenever, we're down 4-0 or 4-1 or something like that, and I was like, I don't know, like, what's going to happen? I was like, it didn't look good. I was like, okay, like, we had a good season, but, like, we came back in that 6th inning and won, and when I saw that, I was like, we already kind of talked about it. It was more of a joke that I would drive back or fly back or whatever was going to happen. But when they won, I was like, we're not losing that game. So I was like, I made arrangements, and I left at about 11 this morning, so I left like an hour. That put me here at about 4, but I left like an hour in case of traffic, so I got here at like 4:15, so I drove from like 11 to 4:15 today.
So are you going to make this a superstition now? Are you going to drive 5 hours before every start the rest of the year?
The funny part is, we actually talked about that in the dugout. We were like, maybe I should just drive around during the day for 5 hours before I come, but I mean, it was tiring. I mean, it's a 5-hour drive, but, chugged the South Penn champions, and chugged a little energy drink here, and we were good to go. And I'm driving back right after this. So.
Hold that trophy up a little bit. Let's get a look at that.
4P.
Yep. So you've been a part of all 4 of these teams now?
Yeah. The first year I got here was the first 4P. So every year I played so far we've won.
And how does this one feel different than the other 4?
Well, I kind of was checked out in all honesty because I knew I wasn't going to be here. And then just being able to actually, because last year I think I threw the last game against Hanover, but it was we were up 2-0. It was the series, so it was we were up 2-0, and we scored a bunch. It wasn't a tight game like I thought this would be, and just the situation, I guess. And I don't know. I was around this summer, obviously with COVID. There really wasn't anything to do, so I played in a lot more games than I normally have.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
you.
Where'd you come from?